This is a quick video on how to use Cinematic Studio tools in Unity. This is the part 2 of the video that I recorded previously. And in this video, I'm going to try to do everything from scratch and see if I manage to make everything work properly. Just a couple of things to start with. I downloaded from the asset store a couple of things. This mockup man that you know already from previous videos, well, actually it's downloaded from Mixamo, not the asset store, but anyway, it is a generic character with some animation clips. It is all a motion capture. And then this other folder here that I downloaded from the store that has just a different character with different motions. So we can create like a couple of very simple shots. So first of all, let's fix these characters so they work in the context of this project. You know how to do this already if you've seen my previous videos, but anyway, we're going to do it just very quickly now. So we're going to select this character, this passive marker man. So this is the model. You know this model already. So I'm just going to go to rig, set this one to humanoid, and I'm going to create an avatar definition from this model. So I'm going to click on apply. And now we have an avatar definition to use with this 3D model. I'm going to go to materials and quickly I'm going to extract the materials in this same directory. I'm not really caring too much right now about where I place things. I just want to have something quickly to be used in my Cinematic Studio here in Unity. Okay, so I have this. So I'm gonna take my breathing idle animation clip, and again, I'm gonna go to rig, set this one to humanoid, and select my avatar that I just created, which is this passive marker, and apply. So now if I go to animation, we should have the breathing animation here. Great. I'm gonna do the same with maybe, I have 4 clips. I don't need all of them. I'm just gonna do like maybe 4 shots. I think that would be enough to see if everything works properly. I'm not gonna make anything beautiful. I just wanna make something that works. So maybe we can take this crawling animation. Gonna go to rig, again, set it to humanoid and copy the avatar from this guy, apply the settings. And now we have the crawling animation. Right. And maybe the walking. So let's go to rig, humanoid, and let's use this avatar. Now the animation should work as expected. Perfect. Let's do the same with the other character. And I believe because this one is already made for Unity and in Unity, I believe it already works. So maybe we don't have to do anything at all. So I'm going to go to my model, and here we have this this model. It's a very simple dummy character. I think this is already good to go, but maybe we can give it a little bit of yeah, because it doesn't have a shader, so we can just maybe use this, extract the materials in the same directory. I believe it's just a very simple material with a flat color. So let's change it to something like that. Okay. So now this model looks just like this. Okay, that would be enough. This would suffice for what we need to do with all of this. Right. So as you can see, I just created a new scene. This is using the high definition render pipeline. And this is the same project, the same sample project that came with Cinematic Studio tools. That's why we still have this structure here. We can, I guess, just get rid of this because we're not going to be using this at all. Oh, we can leave it, it's fine. but I'm going to create a new master sequence. So I'm going to go here and create a new master sequence, and I'm going to call this one sequence 001. And again, I'm not sure how they build these tools, if they build these tools with a different type of organization or like a different type of extra. I guess what I'm trying to say is like maybe when they build these real-time cinematics or whatever type of narrative content they are building, they maybe structure things in a different way than we do in films, in visual effects. But usually in visual effects or in films in general, you would have a sequence and then you would have shots. So this would be sequence 1. And if we have more sequence in the same project, then I would create more master sequences. But for now, let's stick to sequence 001. And from here, what we can do is create a shot. And again, this is named sequence. So this is, again, something that I don't like, or maybe it's just like I don't understand the logic behind this. But in my mind, this would be a shot. So this would be shot 001, and shot 001 belongs to sequence 1. And then we can create a different shot, and this could be maybe shot 002. Let's create 4 shots. Let's do the structure in advance. 3, and maybe we can do shot 4. So now we have a sequence with 4 shots. This is kind of the way that I'm usually used to work. And again, sequence 2 would be a new master sequence. But now we have, by selecting the master sequence, the sequence 001, you can see that in the timeline, everything has been automatically created for us. So we have shot 1, shot 2, shot 3, and shot 4. And you can see here in the hierarchy that shot 1 is the only one enabled. That's because my timeline is in shot 1. As soon as I go to shot 2 is enabled, and so on. So right now we don't really see anything at all. The reason being because we still need to populate the world. We still need to populate this scene. So you can do everything at shot level. That's totally fine. Or you can start creating from the master sequence. So let's say that, well, we have 2 different characters. So let's do a very simple sequence where we in shot 1 we're pointing at one character, shot 2 we point to the opposite character, shot 3 we go back to the preview, the first character that, I don't know, it's going to perform some kind of animation, and then we go back to the second character and maybe that one performs a different type of animation. Something very simple, something that is going to look horrible, but at least it has the logic of shots within a sequence. So if those characters are in the same environment, maybe we can set the environment in the sequence and not in the shots. We can potentially create overrides for that environment, but to start with, let's create the environment in the sequence. So with the sequence selected, and by the way, as you can see, we're getting like 48 seconds by default for each of these clips. Of course, we can change this at any time. Okay, we can just change the duration of any clip. We can rearrange shots at any given time. We can do whatever. But for now, let's not worry about that. Let's just worry about creating the structure and creating the content for each of the shots. So again, I need a set, and I'm not going to make anything pretty, okay? So the set is going to be cubes, spheres, and whatnot. But again, it's going to live in the master sequence because I want to use the same environment for all the shots. So with the sequence selected, I'm going to go to set, and I'm going to create a new sequence asset. Okay, let's rename this one. I'm going to call this one sequence 001, maybe we can call it that, environment for sequence 001, and rename it. So now I have this game object here that it is inside of the sequence, but outside of the shots, because it is part of the actual sequence. Great, so here I can start building my environment. If you have something already created using prefabs, you can just drag and drop. I don't really have anything built, so I'm just going to create something from scratch here. Again, this is not important. What is important is to see the logic behind everything. So I'm going to create a plane. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. So we have this. Maybe I'm going to create, let's say, a cube. Let's move that one 0.5 units. There you go. And I'm going to move it like there. I'm going to duplicate that one over here and over there. I'm going to do that. Oops. So this is my set. Maybe I can duplicate this one somewhere here. Okay. So this is my set. Maybe should I care about materials at this point? Probably not. Well, let's create some basic materials here. So I'm going to create a material. Let's call it red and assign a red material. And maybe we can use this one in that cube. And gonna duplicate this one. Gonna call it green. That cube. Make it 2 more copies. This one would be blue. And this one can be pink. Okay, so at least we see a little bit of differences here. So this is our set. And again, this set belongs to the sequence. Okay. So it doesn't matter if I go to shot 1, shot 2, shot 3, or shot 4. These are going to share the same set, the same environment. I can do the same with the lighting. So I can go to the sequence, I can go to lighting, and I can create a sequence asset. Let's rename this one light sequence 001. Okay, so now we also have this guy. And for now, I think I'm fine with just taking my sun and my sky and fog volume and placing them here. And this is going to be my lighting. Let's do something a little bit more dramatic. Okay, let's do something like this. Okay, cool. So next thing is cameras. And cameras are kind of the same thing. We can create a master camera for the sequence and then multiple virtual cameras inside of that one for each shot. That is one thing. Or we could create cameras per shot. Let's try both because this is a little bit confusing, or at least it was a little bit confusing for me. But let's pause it here for now. Let's pretend that everything that belongs to the sequence is already done. And again, it's been the lighting and it's been the set, the environment. So now we can jump into the first shot, shot 1. And of course it is empty, there is nothing here. But when I scrub through my timeline, I'm seeing my set and my lighting. And that is because it belongs to the sequence. So this shot, even if I go inside and is empty, it has whatever elements belong to the master sequence. So that's pretty neat. So now in my shot 1, I want to create a character. So I'm going to click here and I can select from existing characters or just create a new sequence asset. I'm going to create one and I'm going to call this one mockup man, which is the name of my character. So now when I go to shot 1, I have mockup man. Of course, I don't see anything at all because it is empty. So I'm going to take my mockup man and I'm going to drag and drop this one here. So now this mockup man is in my shop. By the way, in Unity, of course, you can do ASDW as in any game, or you can do like Maya style with Alt and the buttons of your mouse. Okay, so here I have my character. In the game object, in the game view, it doesn't really work because the camera hasn't been set yet. So don't worry about this. I'm gonna lock the timeline so it doesn't go away. So again, this is my sequence. I can dive inside of the shot 1 by double clicking here, or I can just select the shot in my sequences window. So here I have a character. So what I can do, I can dive inside of the character. Again, well, this is not the character itself. This is when you create here this guy, it is basically a sequence asset. So this is a sequence where you can store information about the character. So I have a character asset that it does nothing. So I'm going to go inside and here I'm going to take my character and create a new animation track. And now I can just add an animation clip, which I can just try to find it here. I can filter. If I search for idle, or breathing, there you go. I can just select it here. Or if I know where it lives, in my case it is here, I can just actually I created it, so I'm gonna delete it. Okay, so I can just drag and drop here. And it will be the same. Okay, so now we are in the sequence of this character and we can see the animation. So it is just breathing idle. And as you can see, when I go past frame 120, it disappears. And that is because, well, it jumps to shot 2. So I can make, let's say, this one. Let's do this. I can take all of these, move them like that, and let's make this one, let's say 100 frames. There you go, 100 frames. So let's go inside and let's make sure that we have 100 frames here. There you go. So now we have 100 frames of these guys breathing, and then we jump to shot 2. And of course, shot 2 in the timeline here is showing us the context of the shot 2 here, which is empty. That's why everything disappears. Well, not everything disappears. The environment doesn't disappear because it belongs to the sequence. So this one is populating all the shots, but not the character. The character is only in shot 1. So we have shot 1 now. Great. So let's do the characters first, and then we can do, let's say, lighting, cameras, and whatnot. So we have shot 1. Let's go to shot 2. Same thing. If we select shot 2, there is nothing here, but we're getting the set from the sequence, from the master sequence. So I'm going to create a new sequence asset, and I'm gonna call this character dummy man. There you go. So now when I go to dummy man, there is nothing here. So let's take this other character, dummy man. There you go. And this dummy man is kind of the same thing, right? So let's go up so we can see how everything looks so far. Shot 1, character is working. Shot 2, it is working. We have our character, but it doesn't have any animation. So dive inside. Let's make this one also 100 frames. Let's make sure like we have enough room here. So this is starting at 100. So let's go all the way to 200. There you go. And now if we go inside of this timeline, let's take this dummy man, create an animation track, and let's add a clip. We can do like add from animation clip, or we can just go to animations, idle, and let's take one of these idols, like this one. Okay, and now this one is a little bit more subtle, but you can still see how it's breathing, basically. Okay, great. So back to the sequence, we got shot 1 and shot 2. Okay, let's keep carry on working on the assets, on the characters for shot 3 and shot 4. So shot 3, let's make a little bit more room here. Well, we're doing 100 frames each, so let's do another 100 frames. I know this is really boring and constant and not interesting at all, but that's not the purpose of this. So shot 3, okay, so now we're going to shot 3. And as you can see, everything has disappeared. Why is that? Well, that is because our set and our lighting, as you can see, is completely changing, right? The lighting is different. We're going back to the default Unity's lighting, and the set has disappeared. That is because, as you can see here, if I go back to my master sequence, my set and my lighting, I mean, all of this lives in different timelines, right? In different, when you go here and create a sequence, in different sequences. So these timelines stop here. So of course, as long if we don't extend them, they are not going to be covering this new shot. So let's take this one all the way till the end, and same with this one. There you go. So now, because they are long enough to cover this new shot, we can see them. Otherwise, we don't. It makes sense, right? So this is great. And actually, I guess this one is going to be all the way till frame 400. I guess now we can just do the same with this. So we don't have this issue anymore later. Okay, cool. Right, so back to shot 3. Let's select shot 3 in our sequencer, and there is nothing here, but we still have the environment, of course. So now let's create a new asset, a new character. And in this case, we don't want to create a new one unless we need to. We don't need to. We want to reuse a character that we already, well, we can do it in two ways. We can create a new one and assign a new clip, or we can select an existing one and add a variation. It is up to you. I mean, this is just some personal preference, I guess. Let's do it the second way, because the first one you already know, because we did it in two shots before. So let's go and select mockup man. And now, instead of using the original, because the original is the one that we created for shot one, right? So if we go here, if we use the original, we're going to get this. And we don't want to get this. We want to get the character, but with a different animation. So in shot 4, I'm going to go here and create a new variant. Cool. So now we can select the new variant here. And if we go to shot 3, shot 3, we have this mockup man variant. I think we can rename this one to, let's say, mockup man shot 3. And let's see if this actually, it doesn't change the name here now, sorry. There was a way of renaming those things, but I don't remember right now. Did that work? Probably not. No, that didn't work. Anyway, I need to look into that because I believe there is a way of changing those names. Anyway, we have this mockup man variant. So what we can do now, we can take this variant and populate it. So we can do kind of the same thing. We can take, let's minimize this, and let's take the mockup man. And well, just to show you, if I go to original, okay, I think I should be seeing the character here, but it's not. No, because it's not in this shot. Sorry. So we can do it. If we had it, let's say here in shot 1, here we have the variant available, right? So we can do this, and now we have the variant, but it looks the same, right? Because we haven't changed anything. We created a container for the variant, but we really didn't change anything. So now I can go inside and here I can create another clip for this guy. So yeah, I'm not sure if variants are supposed to be used for animations. I mean, I guess you can use them for whatever purpose, right? So it doesn't really matter. Yeah, it doesn't really matter, I guess. But let me perhaps take this variant now. Okay, so we are in the first shot. We're using this variant. So let me go back to original. So I don't break the first shot. Let's go to third shot. And here, let's use the variant. So now, when we are in the third shot, we have, yeah, now it's working. Why it didn't work before? That's weird. Okay, well, yeah, for whatever reason, we didn't see it before, but we're seeing it now. So yeah, shot 1, we have this guy. Shot 2, we have this guy. And shot 3, we have mockup man with its variant. But the variant hasn't been changed, so it is the same as before. So let's go here to character. Here we have mockup man. So if I go inside, or maybe here, we can just mute it, right? So first shot, it works. Second, it works. Third one, it works, right? But now it doesn't have the animation because we created a variant. And in the variant, it is mute. So let's keep it like that. We can keep it mute or and create a new one, or I believe we should be able to remove this one. Let's see if that works. So I deleted that one. Yeah, in the first shot still works. Second shot still works. And third one, it works, but it doesn't have an animation clip. So now I can just, in my third shot, right, I have my mockup man here. So let's take this guy, create animation track. And from here, we can add an animation clip. We cannot here. So let's add an animation clip or just drag and drop from here. So let's do crawling. Okay, there you go. So this works. So let's check everything in context. Shot 1, shot 2, shot 3, we have the character crawling. And here is crawling only a few frames because this one is not very long. Maybe we can loop it if this animation is loopable, but I don't know if it is. So let's say loop, and here let's say on. Yeah, it is loopable. So let's do 100 frames. Great. And now everything should be working. So let's play this. Shot 1, we have the character. Shot 2, we have the character. Shot 3, it is crawling. Okay, great. I'm wondering if this is very subtle or it's just not moving. Okay, so it stops moving at some point. So let's try to make this character animation also. Okay, so it stops moving here. Okay. Okay, now it works, right? Now it works all the way. Yes, cool. So let's do shot 4. And shot 4, we can do the same. We can create a variant of the previous character. So if I go to shot 4 and I go here, I'm going to select dummy man. And I'm going to create a variant for this guy. So let's go here and do create new variant and select the variant. So it's kind of the same thing. We don't see it here. And we should, right? Why don't see it anymore? Okay, let's populate the character. Well, yeah, of course, that's why. Let's go back to the model, just this guy. There you go. No, wait a second. I don't want to do that. I mean, we should be able to see it here, right? So if I'm here and I select the original, yeah, we should have it. We should have it here. Okay, well. Maybe this is not the way. Maybe you have to actually take it to the context. So let's get it again there. No, because now we should see the clip and we don't. Okay, this is a bit confusing actually. But it worked before. Okay, so if we go to the variant here, back to the original, that's what I did before. There you go. And now it works. Okay, that is weird. Do you guys know the logic behind that? I don't, but it seems to work because now in my shot 4 now, I can just select my dummy man variant, go inside, get rid of this clip. There you go. And now it all works. Okay, well, I don't know. I'm pretty sure I'm doing something wrong, but this is about experimentation because I don't really know the tools. So I'm just learning as I speak. Never mind. It works. That's the important bit. So there, yeah, I need to find a solution for that. And I need to find a solution for renaming variants. Pretty sure there must be a way, but I don't know. Well, I'll find out at some point and I will let you know. Right, so my dummy man, I need to add an animation clip for this guy. So I'm gonna go here and let's do jump. Why not? Why I cannot? Oh, sorry, because I was using the prefab. I need to use the animation clip. So let's do, I don't know. I haven't seen these animations yet. So how is this thing? Nope, this doesn't look any good. Maybe that. Okay, it is very bad, but anyway, can we do 100 frames of this? I guess this one cannot be looped. Would be quite funny. That's fine. Okay, timing is terrible, but it works. I mean, for a purpose, this is just fine. So it's 100 frames. Let's take this 100 frames. And now we have, again, everything working. Shot 1, shot 2, shot 3, and shot 4. That's all we need. Let me save this. So we have the characters configured for all the shots. Let's do cameras now, and then maybe we can do some set overrides, and maybe we can do some lighting overrides. So let's take a look at the cameras. Again, we can do it in two ways. We can create a master camera for the entire sequence, and then we can add different virtual cameras or just animation overrides for each of the shots, or we can create a camera per shot. It is up to you. Maybe we can do both. We can combine both methods. So, we showcase both the scenarios. So I'm going to take my main camera. Maybe we can actually rename it to something like sequence 001. Let's minimize all of these so it's very clear what's going on here. I'm gonna place this one inside of, well, leave it outside for now. So with my sequence selected, I'm gonna go to photography and I'm going to create a new sequence asset. And let's rename this one to sequence 001, maybe like camera sequence 001. So now we have our timeline here for this camera. And I'm going to drag and drop the camera here. And now this camera, it is part of the sequence. So as you can see here, we're looking at the actual shot. So what we could do, we could say this is the container for all the other shots, and then we can control each shot individually with a virtual camera, for example. Or again, we can do just like a normal override per shot. Let's do with virtual cameras so you can see in that way that we can combine all these tools, the cinematic studio tools, with Cinemachine, which is something that we already know. So with the camera selected, I'm going to add a new component, and I'm going to add a Cinemachine brain. You already know this. Great. So now let's go inside of this timeline, and we can take the camera here and add a Cinemachine track. Okay, and here we can just create a Cinemachine shot, and I'm going to create a new virtual camera. There you go, which is this one. Maybe we can rename this one to shot 01, and I'm gonna place it here. I'm gonna frame that shot. So with my camera selected, let's do something like, let's frame this guy from here. So I'm gonna do that, for example, and well, because this is a procedural camera, why don't we use some of these properties here? Let's use a look at, for example. So I'm going to take the hips of my character. I'm going to use this as a target. So I'm going to set this one to look at. Nothing happens because we need to control the aim. So I'm going to select this one and set it to composer. And maybe we can offset this a little bit so we look at his face, and maybe we can do something like that. Okay, cool. So right, so we have shot 1, and then when we go to shot 2, the camera still works, and the reason it still works is because we added this camera at the master sequence, right? So it's at the very, very top level. So the shots are inheriting that camera information, which is good. I mean, it is what we expected. We don't really want this. I mean, we want this, but then we want to use different virtual cameras for each of the shots. So this is shot 1. I'm happy with this. Great. And then when we go to shot 2, we want to use a different clip. So let's go inside of the camera. By the way, this is 100 frames, right? So I'm going to set this one to 100 frames. There you go. Okay, so here we are. Okay. So now maybe we can just do another Cinemachine shot. And this is going to be for the second shot. So for the second shot, we want to create a new camera. So let's go here, create a new camera. Let's call it camera shot 002. I'm going to move it inside as well. And now, yeah, in the first shot, let's go at the very top so it is easy to understand. In the first shot, by the way, look here, right, at the game view. We have that camera, then we jump to the second one. I think we're jumping too early. So that's probably because of this, right? So this one needs to be 100. Yeah, that's correct. Then it goes to that one. Okay, so why is this jumping earlier? Is it? Okay, must be something that we are doing here. Okay, Seems to be working here though. Shot one. Okay, so we have something going on here. That the camera is jumping. Let's see what that might be. That's strange. I guess the second camera is taking over, yeah, at some point. So first camera and second, okay. Something is going on with this camera. It is jumping here. Well, it has to be something, but this seems to be correct to me. Yeah, so it's 100 frames. Okay. That's very strange. Seems like these timelines are in the same position, but is this like a different length or something? Huh, that's very weird. Okay, so now it's fine, but I had to extend this, but this is 100 frames, and this is 240. That's strange. Maybe it is different. Okay, no, that should be fine. Okay, I don't get this. This is good. Okay, that's fine. That was super strange. Seems like this timeline and this timeline have different lengths, but is that even possible? Because here we have 100 frames. Here we have more than double. Okay, that is something that I don't understand. Well, that's fine. I guess as long as this thing here matches, then we're good. But that's very weird. Okay, well, never mind. Let's push this one all the way there. So now this works. So shot one, we're looking at this guy. Shot two, we jump to this virtual camera. So this virtual camera, let's do framing here. So I'm gonna do something, I don't know, something that looks maybe a bit weird, but at least it looks a little bit different. Okay, so let's do that. So we're going from shot one to shot two, which is this, and then we go to shot three. So shot three, again, we can do the same thing that we just did. Actually, let's do it. So shot three, I'm gonna take my my camera, I'm gonna go inside, and I'm gonna create another cinematic cinemachine shot. And in this one, I will create a new camera. Let's name this one camera shot 003 and set it there. Okay. So now I guess I can just frame my shot. Again, don't judge. I know this looks horrible, but it's fine. Let's do something like this. Okay. So shot 1, shot 2, shot 3. And in shot 3, let's use a follow property. Let's follow the hips of this guy. Let's set the body to framing transposer. Let's take the camera closer to something like this, and maybe we can offset it to something like that. Actually, don't use the offset. Maybe we can just control the rotation a little bit like that. Maybe this is better, right? There you go. Yeah, I think that works better. So let's see how this works so far. So we have shot 1, then we cut to shot 2, and then we cut to shot 3. Okay, that works. I think there was something here that didn't work very well. Okay. And that's probably, let's move this one over there, that one. Okay, we need to work with this a little bit faster. I think it's the camera that is not moving according with the shot. So let me just go here. And I'm gonna make sure that this one ends there and this one starts there. Let's see if this works. Shot 2, shot 3. Okay, now it's working. Great. Okay, so that is basically how do you combine Cinemachine and the Cinematic Studio tools. And now for shot 4, maybe we can do a different approach. So instead of creating a new virtual camera for this shot, maybe we can just create a new camera. So I'm gonna go to photography, and I'm going to create a new sequence asset. And I'm going to call this camera shot 004. This is my container, not my camera, right? So if I go here, and now I go to my shot 4, did I create this here? Sorry, I created it in shot 3. Sorry, I'm stupid. So let me get rid of that. Okay, so in shot 4, let me create a new camera. I'm gonna call it shot 004. Let's do this, camera shot 004. Okay, so now in shot 4, we have this one. So here we can create a camera. That is just the container. That's what I called it, camera instead of cam, because now my camera, I'm gonna rename it to cam. So this one is going to be cam shot 004. Okay. So now I can frame the shot. Like that. Okay, so let's see if this works. and it does, right? So that's a different way of creating cameras. Now we are adding a specific camera in the context of shot 4. It is not being controlled by the master sequence using this photographic container with multiple virtual cameras, which is what we did for the rest of the sequence. Okay, cool. So let's save this and let's play it quickly. And actually, you know, at any time we can change things, right? So if we decide that this camera doesn't work for us, we can create a component, we can create a cinemachine camera, and we can just add it to the master sequence. So this is just adding like, you know, multiple ways of doing the same thing or composing your shot. So maybe one thing just for fun that I can do here, I can select my virtual camera for shot 3, and maybe we can add, I don't know, a little bit of noise because this guy is scrolling. So let's do like a mild thing. Maybe you don't see it, right? But if you play the animation, then you should see it. So let's see how everything works in context. Okay. So shot 1, cat, shot 2, cat, so 3 now it has a little bit of noise, and shot 4. I assume it is working, the noise that I just added. Okay, that took a little while. Again, I just want to confirm that this is working. So I'm gonna take shot 3 virtual camera. Maybe I can add a strong noise. Maybe this is easier. There you go. Okay. Yeah, now there is a lot of noise. That looks cool. All right. It works, right? So we just added cameras for all the shots in 2 different ways. One, using the master sequence controller and adding virtual cameras to the master camera, and another one by just creating a camera container here and creating a camera specifically for this shot. So hopefully this gives you a really good understanding of how this works. Again, I don't really have experience with this, so maybe things that I'm saying are wrong. And as you can see, I found a few things that didn't work very well for me, probably because I don't know how to use them yet. Let's do a couple of things. Let's maybe populate some of the shots with props, and maybe we can do a little bit of lighting overrides and set overrides, and then we can call it a day. Let me save and we can continue. Okay, so let's keep playing with these tools a little bit more. So far, if we go to shot 1, the only thing we've done here really, it is to add a character with some animation. We haven't touched any of these other containers. Same with shot 2 and shot 3. But then in shot 4, we actually created a camera specifically for this shot. So let's do a little bit of that with other components or other parts of the scene with some of the other shots, so you can actually see how this works. So let's say, let me go to my master timeline here. Okay, so let's say this shot, this guy is crawling here. So maybe we can change the lighting, for example, because right now the lighting of the full sequence is being inherited by the master sequence lighting. So if we go here in the lighting, well, if we do this, for example, now we have the lighting in shot 1 and shot 2, but then in shot 3, we don't have the lighting anymore, and shot 4, we don't have the lighting anymore. So that will be one way of disabling the lighting, the master lighting for this particular shot. Another way, it is by jumping inside, and we can take the sun and we can create an activation track. So now this one is active as long as this one is in the right frame. So let's take it all the way here. Okay, maybe not all the way there, but here, let's go to the right frame. Oops. So that would be, let's go frame by frame. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, so let's go to the master sequence. So now here, the lighting is disabled. We don't have that lighting anymore. So of course we don't see anything at all. So let's go to shot 3 and let's create some lighting. Let's create a sequence asset here, and let's call this one maybe lighting shot 003 and rename it. So now in our shot 003, we have this container for the lighting. So let's create some lighting here. So first of all, I'm going to create, let's say, directional light. There you go. So now we have this directional light that we can manipulate in the viewport, of course. So we can control the rotation of this light and do maybe something like that. Cool. So we have this lighting in shot 1, this lighting in shot 2, and then we have this lighting in shot 3. And then in shot 4, again, we don't have lighting because the master lighting, the master lighting only goes all the way till here. And then here we don't have any lighting. So we could do maybe another activation track. If we take the sun, so we can duplicate this one, for example, and then we can place it here, right? And now let's actually jump to the other shot. There. So now we're back to the original. We're here. Oops, I think I made a mistake. This is active. This is not. Oh, sorry, I might need to put this one there. Okay, I thought this would work, but it seems it doesn't. It does. It does now, right? Yeah. Okay, cool. It does now. So we have the master lighting in shot 1, in shot 2. Then we have specific lighting for this shot, and then we have the master lighting again for the final shot. But maybe we don't want to do that, so I'm gonna get rid of this. So we still have the master lighting in shot 1, shot 2, specific lighting in shot 3, and then in shot 4 we don't have any lighting. So we can just go to shot 4. We can create a new sequence asset, and let's call it lighting shot 004. And now here in our container, let's create maybe a point light, and then let's create also a volume environment. So let's go to volume, sky and fog volume. See if these actually make things work. should, right? Well, I'm gonna actually, this should work. Let's see why it doesn't. Yeah, this one is deactivated as it should. Okay, so that's all fine. Let's increase. Okay, that's not working. So let's see why it's not working. So we have our lighting here. That's all good. Okay. Okay, no, doesn't work. This is all working, right? Yeah, this is all working. Okay, let's take a look because I'm not sure this should be working. Okay, this is not working now, not even the main volume. So we might have broken it by adding a new volume here. Which is strange because shouldn't override the previous volume. So maybe I made a mistake. Let me go here and get rid of the volume. Okay, maybe it's a glitch. Let me play just in case. Okay, yeah, it is working. So it was a viewport glitch, I guess. So this is all working. This is all working. And the fourth shot shouldn't work. Okay, it works. Okay. Right. So let's see what's going on. Working as expected. And this one doesn't. Again, this lighting should be disabled by this time. Okay. Let me add a volume again. I'm gonna play this. Okay, shot 4 still playing the master lighting. Oh, and that's probably because this one is using the this. It shouldn't be using that, but I should be getting something here. Okay, I'm not getting what's going on. Again, this is just me experimenting with the tools, trying to figure it out. So I don't know the entire process, but the logic says this should work. Let's see if it works in shot 4. Okay, no, still doesn't. Okay, I'm going to try this. Actually, it's in my activation track. It is not working because here it's working, but then when I played, this didn't work. But yeah, here is active and here it is not active. So why this didn't work? Try again. Okay, this seems like it's rendering the volume from the master sequence instead of this dramatic lighting, right? Yeah, of course. That's my bad. just realized that when I created this, it is just the sun, of course. So what I need to do, I need to add an activation track also for the volume environment. So let me take the sky and fog volume, add an activation track, and enable it all the way down to here. Then here shouldn't be enabled anymore. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so in shot 3, in our lighting, we need to add a volume as well. So I'm gonna go to shot 3, and let's create a volume. Okay, yes, that works, right? We can override parameters here if we want. We can use a cloud layer if we want to as well to make it a little bit more dramatic. Nah, it doesn't look that good, right? So let's keep it like that. But it should look okay, I think. Yeah. Of course, we can just add a volumetric clouds. Oh, I need to add this to my render settings, so I don't want to mess with that at the moment. So let's forget about that. Okay, and let's maybe, yeah, we can play with the fog just to make it a little bit different. Yeah, let's see if this works. Now we're overriding the volumes and the lights, so hopefully it works. We still need to fix shot 4, but let's go one step at a time. So shot 1 works, shot 2 works. Yeah, and shot 3 now is working. Great. Cool. So that's cool. Great. Yeah. Shot 3, we should have these 2 lights working. Fine. So now shot 4. So shot 4, again, why is shot 4 not working? We have our point light. Okay, our point light is working. Great. Yeah, I was a little bit confused, maybe. And sky and fog volume. Yeah, it is working as well. Cool. This visual environment, it is not working because it is physically based. And in order to work, we need directional light. And we only have a point light. That's what it doesn't work. But if you disable this, then it works. Maybe what we can do, we can change this one to HDRI sky. And then we have a background, even though it's not contributing to the global illumination, or we can just gradient sky. But in my case, I'm just going to disable it. We still have our fog and other components here. So I don't know, maybe make this one like, yeah, 10 is fine. And maybe the, let's take the temperature down and maybe do something like that. But then this one is doing something that I don't like. Do we actually need this guy? I think we do, right? Yeah, not really sure if we need it. Yeah, let's do that. Let's take the point light. It's not doing anything now. Sorry, just get rid of. Why is my lighting not working now? Come on. Nothing is activated here. It was working before, right? Just stopped working. Okay, quick test. Just gonna create different type of light. If I create a directional light, it works. Okay, now if I enable all of these, it should work as well if I choose physical base sky, right? Because it's using the directional light. Okay, so this works with a directional light. Let me see why it's not working with the point light. Okay, if I do that and I disable that, it should work. Yeah, it is working. Cool. Okay, yeah. We just need like a crazy, because we were working in lumens. Okay, so maybe it's easier if we work with expressor values. Okay, let's do something like that. Okay. We need shadows. Okay, something crazy like that. This might be a viewport glitch because I'm not seeing. Yeah, I mean, my graphics card are probably reacting a little bit now. Sorry about that. But it is working at least in the game view. Yeah, now came back to life. Okay. Well, yeah, when I enable the lighting here, for whatever reason, it doesn't work. But I believe that's because of my graphics card just explode or something like that. Anyway, I'll keep it like that to just to be able to see something. So this is working now. Cool. So let's recap. Shot 1, shot 2, shot 3, and then shot 4 seems to be working fine. So we just created overrides for lighting shot 3 and shot 4. Cool. What else can we do here? Sorry, I know this was a little bit confusing, but again, I'm just experimenting and learning the tools. So I don't master these things just yet, but I will at some point. Let's say that in this shot, shot 03, we want to add something to the environment that is not here. So we can just go to the set and create, maybe we can select the master set, which is this one, right? So we have the same set as a master sequence, but now we can maybe create a new variant for this shot. So when we go to, this is shot 4, sorry, shot 3, when we go to shot 3, if we go here, we should have a container now, which I think I created, sorry, I created in shot 4, my bad. Okay, so let's do it in shot 4, who cares? So I created this variant here for the set. So in shot 4, we should have a placeholder for the environment. So if we add, let's say a sphere, and we place it here, now we are overriding the original set environment of the master sequence with something that we're adding on top, which in this case is a sphere. We are not deactivating the other parts of the set because they are still active in here. Of course, we can do the same. We could do the same as the lighting. We could disable the set by creating an activation track. We could do that. That's not the point in this particular case. In this particular case, I just want to reuse whatever was there already, but then just modify it, adding things like this sphere. So we have that. Then in shot 3, I can do the same. Maybe now I can add a prop, right? So I can just do that. Prop asset. Now in shot 3, I have prop asset. So here I can just add whatever prop I need, like a cylinder. So let's add like a cylinder there. maybe we can duplicate this one and add another one like here. There you go. So now let's play all of this and see how it looks. Shot 1 is working, original set, original lighting, character animation, same here, but different character. Shot 3, overriding, adding props and overriding lighting. Shot 4, overriding the original set and also adding light. I think something wasn't working here. I think I saw a sun over there. Why is that? Okay, no, I think it's fine. I guess we're just getting that from, I guess we're just not seeing the viewport, but it's fine because in shot 3, what do we have in shot 3? In shot 3, sorry, in shot 4, as a lighting, we have a point light. Oh, this directional light, probably. Let's get rid of that one. Let's play this again. Where is that coming from? Where is this thing coming from? And why I don't see it in the viewport? That's strange, right? Okay, I don't know if that's a bug or what's going on, but I definitely don't have any master lighting active. And the only things, oh, this still here. Why are you still there? I thought I had deleted this one. Okay, definitely something's going on with that one. That is a directional light. I don't have a directional light in this shot anymore. I guess it's coming from, well, I guess it's shot 3, but it's not active. I guess it's this one, because here's in a different position. Okay, well, I honestly do not understand what's going on. Let's make this also full HD so it goes a little bit faster. It must be just a glitch. I don't know, because I don't see it in the game view when I'm working, so I don't really know. But it is there. I really want to find the issue, so maybe I can go to this lighting and mute it, because yeah, it's something there. I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna take these clips and I'm gonna change the order and see what happens. Let's do that. Okay, so it must be the master lighting. Yeah, because the rest is working. And by the way, you see how convenient this is, right? Now, just by changing these clips, everything that is inside is automatically being reshuffled or retimed or whatever you do to this offsetted or whatever. But yeah, this shot is definitely not working. And I have no clue where is the lighting coming from. Why I don't see the lighting in the viewport? I don't know. Okay, so there is still something here. But still there is no key light. So I don't know. But yeah, there is something going on. Let me do this. Let me take my I just wanted to check the lighting. And I definitely have this in my environment light, but this is not the thing breaking things. So where is this coming from? I really want to find before ending this video. Has to be the master lighting. What else could it be? Yeah, there you go. So this is the master lighting. So it seems like my active track, it is actually not working. But should be. I mean, it is working here. It just doesn't work when I play. Okay. Is this a bug? Is this, by the way, these tools are released as early access. So maybe there is a world that this is a bug, because definitely it's definitely working in my game view. And you can see my active track. It is deactivated here. And then these guys are taking over. So it is only this shot because it works in the others. So I have no clue. Okay, let's finally play again. If it doesn't work, I think I'm gonna give up because I checked everywhere. And it might be a very silly thing that I don't know. Or it might be that these tools are behaving. Yeah, I mean, the master lighting is coming into that shot, but then it doesn't come in this one. It's so weird. I think I'm gonna throw the towel here, man. Yeah, don't get it. It's only this shot. Come on, and I have everything that I need. Also, why is this the only one that doesn't work in the game view? Sorry, in the editor, because all the other shots work. Okay, something might be terribly wrong with this shot. I have no clue. I really have no clue. I'm gonna create a new variant just to try something. I'm gonna select the variant, yes, and now in the variant I'm going to change the point light to a different color, and I'm gonna take that one and do this. So now I'm just using a variant of the original lighting. Let's see if that works. Or actually, yeah, I have a feeling it's gonna work now. No. No, I have no clue then. Well, again, it works in the game view. I don't see anything at all here. Maybe it is a glitch. Maybe it is a bug. I don't know at this point, honestly. Do I have to do this? Do I have to enable the visual environment even if it does nothing? Maybe. Last try. Otherwise, I'm going to stop the video here and try to solve it by myself. No. Okay. Is it a bug? Is it that I'm stupid and I don't know how to do this? Most likely. Most likely. You know what? I'm going to save and I'm going to restart Unity and see if that fixes the issue. Okay, so I restarted Unity and still didn't work. Then I played a little bit with some settings here and I found the issue. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I don't know if this is a bug or if this tool is not designed properly in this specific case, or maybe I'm just using it wrong, which is probably what's happening. So this is what I did. This lighting, this master lighting, you know, it is active and at some point it is not. So I was expecting this to control that, the activation and deactivation of the lighting. But actually it was this guy. So this guy is extended all the way till the end. So it was actually messing or breaking both 3 and 4. I just didn't notice shot 3 because I have a lot of fog. So I didn't notice that. So let me go to this one and disable the fog for a second. So you see, this is how it's supposed to look. This is how it's supposed to look. So it is working in here, but as soon as I play, you see that one is not gonna be working because the sun is very, very low, right? So look at that. It is not as low. It should be this low. So it is still using the master lighting. Same here. So what I need to do is actually go here. And this seems like it's not actually being used if this one is all the way till the end. So if I put this one here, now when I play, you're going to see the sun there. And in here, it's going to look exactly like here. So there is a discrepancy between the game view and when I play. Maybe this is normal. Maybe this is the common behavior. But I wasn't expecting that. So these two shots are working. Yeah, and now this one is working. You see the sun is very, very low. And then this one, it is working. So that was the mistake. Is it my mistake? Probably. But why is this game view showing me something different? And why my shot 4 is not being displayed here unless I disable the lighting? I don't know. It might be my graphics card, maybe, or my drivers, or maybe it's just like the tool is not polished, or it's not 100% finished. But this is how I solved it. So I'm glad that I found the solution, but I'm wondering if this is actually a problem with the tool or a problem with my computer. Anyway, at least the mystery has been solved, so let's move on. Hopefully you get a gist of how to use the cinematic studio tools in combination with other things like cameras and so on. And it is very powerful. 100%. I mean, I'll buy this anytime, right? It creates everything automatically for you. It creates overrides. It creates master control for the sequences. You can override that. You can create your own custom sets, different animations, and so on. So yeah, I'm happy that I'm learning these tools, and hopefully you'll learn a little bit. And the good thing is, I'm just grasping the tip of the iceberg here. So I'm just basically learning the basics of these tools, and I'm finding a lot of obstacles. Most likely because I do not understand the tools yet, but I'm glad that I'm progressing. So this is it. Cinematic Studio Tools, very powerful. Let's move on.